Let's try now. This should be the right one. Give it a minute. It says I'm live. I'm muted here, so I'm fine.
Anybody need time to catch up?
Okay, we're good. Thank you. Yeah, just make sure I can try to fix that so I can see, or go to a channel where I can see y'all.
Okay.
Alright, we should be good. I just have to give it a minute to load up here on...
Oh, we're going green.
Yep. Welcome back here to the Green Flag Racing Network, back here on the new stream. Sorry about the technical difficulty, folks, but we are back green here at Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway. Brandon Elvis out to the lead here, but the battle for second still heating up. This is between Justin Coleman and Pena.
Side by side for second, as all the way throughout the field. Lutz and Swain side by side as well. Battle for fourth.
You can't talk apparently.
No, I can't.
Yeah, exactly. Whoa, 50 around. Not the 50. That's
a 33.
33 around.
Easton Swain, and that's another caution. Only 15 laps into this 100-lap race.
Let's get that replay pulled up here.
That's the rookie Easton Swain.
Trying to find it here. That's not it. Okay. Yeah, okay, let's rewind that here a little bit. Again, trying to figure out this new broadcasting system for us behind the scenes as well. So still trying to get used to everything. Yeah, 33 just gets loose and has nowhere to go. Whee! Back here under caution for the second time tonight, brought to you by Griffin Race Paints. Griffin Race Paints, where design meets performance.
We're already doubling up, getting ready to go back racing, or this might just be their drivers doing this on their own.
Yeah, the lights
Can't
on the
quite
pace car
tell
are
if the
still
pace
on.
lights are off.
Yeah, exactly. And again, this has been a very intriguing race so far. Obviously, a little bit of bumps with the camera work and all that. Still just getting used to this new system, as Brandon Elvis is pulling a Kyle Busch and love tapping the pace car there.
Now it looks like the pace lights go out.
Another one.
Another lap.
Right here
It's hard to see the pace lights from the camera I'm using.
Something cool with this, though, is I can go to the pace car in car cam. Because very, very interesting here. I mean, look at that line the pace car is running right now. Running really low into 3 and 4, and then gets that really good launch coming out of 4, and gets that maximum speed going down the straightaway. You can see with the pace car driver's very subtle hand movements that he's not pushing the car harder than it needs to be. This is very exciting.
Why are you the way that you are?
Alright, lights on the
Now
pace
the
car.
pace lights go out.
Oh, and that's a whoopsie. Now the lights on the pace car are off. 1 to go.
Side by side. Elvis and Pena will be side by side yet again for the third start of tonight's event. Let's see who launches first as the green flag is out. Elvis gets the launch. Is he going to be able to clear Elvis or clear Pena before turn 1? Yes, he does, and his teammate Coleman right behind him.
Side by side here, this is the battle for second, but they are all over the back bumper of the 54, right behind them in third and fourth. This is the battle for third between the 29 and the 36. The 33 trying to come back from that spin, currently on the inside of the 04. This is the battle for 8th.
That 04 killed Thompson. Really fast couple last week and 2 weeks ago, and now finds himself on the back foot running 9th.
Exactly. And to be fair, some drivers have certain tracks that they like. Contact 50 around!
Pena around! And the caution flies again.
This is turning out to be a very interesting race.
Yeah. Well,
Only
we made
on
it
lap,
9 laps.
exactly, only on lap 22. Let's get that replay. Makes contact and just goes around. While we're under caution, we're going to be right back here. This is Green Flag Racing Network side by side, presented to you by Manny Forte Crafts. This broadcast production is brought to you by our great friends over at Dubby Energy. Dubby is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like other energy drinks. They don't use artificial dyes and contains vitamins, amino acids, a nootropic, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. Next time you go to buy Dubby's great products, be sure to use our code GFRN for 10% at checkout. That is GFRN for 10% at checkout.
Hey you, yeah you. Are you tired of endlessly scrolling on Trading Paints trying to find that perfect paint scheme but it never seems to be there? Well, I got the solution for you. Griffin Race Paints. Griffin Race Paints just did a massive price cut, and also for the rest of the year, you'll also be getting a 45% off discount.
Green flag back in the air. Here from Bakersfield, Brandon Elvis continuing his domination. Now Justin Coleman has no one to fight in second, but here comes Zach Murphy. Started from the rear, started towards the back, up 3 spots, now sitting in the 3rd position.
Yeah, exactly. What a comeback drive there for the 29, but another comeback drive in the making is the 33 of Easton Swain. But the 50 dive bombs him, trying to make up the positions he lost there on the contact earlier. Side by side here, this is the battle for 5th or 4th. Want to say 4th, yeah, 4th, between the 97 and the 36. Brandon Ellis just at the fastest lap in 18.3.
Takes that award away from Tristan Pena, who set the last fastest lap.
Yeah, exactly. These drivers side by side for multiple laps. But right in their rear view mirror is Tristan Pena. Let's ride on board here with this 50 machine. That's the pace car. There we go.
They're riding aboard to the inside of the 8 of Connor Haddock. You have the 97 and the 7 right in front of you, battling.
Exactly. Now up to 5th. This is a great shot here on board with that 50.
Under attack from the 33 of Easton Swain.
This is on board with the 33. Something also nice with this graphics package is we have live telemetry data. That's something not really seen in a lot of graphics packages, but I am the best, and I figured out a way.
So egotistical sometimes. Single filed out, door to spread out. So I'm expecting to see some long green flag run here, and potentially some green flag pit stops if people feel the need to get some fresh rubber on their race cars to try and challenge Brandon Elvis, as Justin Coleman is doing just that, sitting right behind. And there's Zach Murphy trying to make it a 3-way fight for the lead. Contact towards the back. We stay green, we stay straight. A lot of things happening here.
Yeah, exactly. The 50 under attack by the 14. It's right on board here with the blimp cam. With a chopper cam. Let's go with the chopper cam.
I can't believe we can afford one.
We can afford a blimp, we can afford a chopper.
I hope you're not flying either one, knowing how well you race.
Hey, racing has nothing to do with flying. Let's just be glad I don't do both.
Crash! Connor Haddock around in turn number 4. The caution flies.
Oof, that's a tricky spot to be. Let's get that replay here. Here's the replay. Contact between the 8 and the 36. 8 goes around.
Oh, that's his second. It's the second spin from Connor tonight, and you gotta wonder how frustrated is he in that car.
As Brandon Elvis and the pace car are having an intimate moment. All the drivers come down pit road.
A lot of people wanting service, and well, so much for having a long green flag run, like I mentioned. But look at that, Easton Swain, Caleb Thompson, and that 8 car that just spun staying out. So definitely varied pit strategy.
See a lot of drivers here coming down pit road.
Oh, Justin Coleman only taking 2, same as Brandon Elvis. But Pamatat still in his box, potentially taking 4 tires.
Oh, excuse me. As we see here, let's take the range. Let's see what Brandon Elvis' pitch strategy is.
Looks like he took 2 tires.
I believe, no, this is his first stop. Yeah. A lot of drivers, this is their very first stop here. So it's going to be interesting to see how these new tires favor over the old tires. We're going to find out here as they're about to go green. Easton Swain to the lead. Told you he was on a comeback.
He didn't pit. Neither did Thompson or Haddock.
Yes, but something to note here is I believe he pitted when he spun. Let's... The 33. Yep. Yeah, he pitted when he spun, so he doesn't have original old tires. So that's something to take into consideration here.
But now he has the old tires. And has Caleb Thompson come down pit road?
Pace car pulls off onto pit road. Easton Swain is going to lead the field to green here. That's the pace car. We're green.
The green flag flies yet again here from Kern County Raceway. And Easton Swain, the rookie, make leading laps. And he's got a fellow rookie, Connor Haddock, right behind.
Yeah, exactly. But Brandon Elvis in the 5th position. We know how good he is in and out of the traffic. You see, he looks at the bottom there of the 8, not going to do anything because he... Oh, caution out.
The caution flies yet again.
Ah.
The 7 car.
Get that replay here.
Well, certainly not green.
Get a closer cam.
Just muffs the... Tries to get to pit road and spins it.
Race control is not going to be happy about that. See him sitting on here on pit road.
undoubtedly frustrated with himself for missing the pit entrance.
Driver's certainly not happy with him having to have another caution out, not being able to keep racing. Fastest lap of the race so far was set by Brandon Elvis in 18.3. Pulled that up there as a reminder. .36 here, trying to catch back up to the field.
This is the 36 car of Chance Lutz in his Gaslight Racing Series debut, and not really the showing you want on your debut. Well, at least he gets some TV time.
Yeah, exactly.
Under caution for the 5th time tonight. We've had a number of single car spins, but so far no drivers unable to continue.
Exactly.
Or unable. So far no drivers have been unable to finish the race.
Warning there from
Online
race control about the 36 missing pit road. Sorry to interrupt you there.
The green flag flies yet again. Easton Swain, Caleb Thompson, 1-2 yet again. Here comes Connor Haddock, the rookie.
Connor hungry for that first win, but the 33 playing defense, the 04 to the outside. Get a camera where it doesn't do that. 04 struggles back there out of the corner, takes the lead. Great two side-by-side action, including the 54 of Brandon Elvis. Hungry for that win after pitting there. Great block there by the 33. 30 playing some great defense here. That 14 running a little bit high. The 04 getting squiggly. The 8 there right on the bumper.
And now teammates side by side for 4th. That's Elvis and Coleman. It's a lot of wiggles down the backstretch, but we keep it green and we keep it straight.
Yeah, exactly. These drivers side by side, 2 by 2. Here, the 8 giving a little bit of a bump there to the 04. The 50 trying to make something happen there with Brandon Elvis on the inside. Brandon Elvis up to 3rd.
Yeah, Brandon Elvis already having a win this season. Having a strong running tonight. And Justin Coleman, last week's winner, is starting to fall back a little bit. He's currently in the 7th position. Only took 2 tires on the last stop, and looks like he's struggling to make passes.
54 here on the inside of the 8. Brandon Elvis up to 2nd. And now he's hunting down the 33.
Elvis looks like he wants to be the first repeat winner in the Gaslight Racing Series, only in race number 3 tonight. But side by side, Pena and Haddock.
And honestly, who would be surprised?
Now the 97 of Pamitat wants a piece.
The 8 losing positions left and right. Let's ride on board here with that 8 machine.
Just can't get to the bottom, and there he goes, and he turns himself on the 04. And the caution flies yet again.
That was a bad time to switch cameras. Let's get that replay up here presented to you by Manny Fortune Crafts. So he's really struggling, goes to dive down and just dives too early. The 04 crashes into the 29, or the 29 crashes into the 04.
Yeah, it just looked like the 8 was trying to get off the top side and turn himself off the nose of that 04.
You know who this is really bad for? The 33.
A 33. Now he has to make that choice. Does he stay on pit? Does he come down pit road, or does he stay on his old tires?
Well, that depends, right? Like, I feel like personally...
And he stays out. Continue.
This is devastating. Absolutely devastating for this machine. Because Hold on, I'm having some tech difficulties here with the camera controls.
Zach Murphy, Connor Haddock, Caleb Thompson all coming down pit road, but Easton Swain still staying out last, pitted on lap 16.
Why are you... Okay. Yeah, I did something, and I don't know what I did. There we go, I fixed it. Yeah, so it's going to be really interesting to see how this, this 33 machine defends against the 54, who is arguably the faster driver and has the fresher tires. The 33 impressively has been able to hold off the field this long. Is that going to come to an end with the dominating great driver Brandon Elvis, or the great driver that Brandon Elvis is?
Well, we have to keep in mind how dominant that bottom is on the starts. With Brandon Elvis being on the bottom those first 3 starts, we watched him clear Pena. And I don't know if the tires are going to be enough to keep Elvis, to let Elvis be able to keep around the outside of the 33. But we also have to keep in mind, look right behind the 33. That's the 50 of Tristan Pena, who's been up towards the front most of tonight's event. Do we see Pena try and put it 3 wide and send the 33 in the middle?
Maybe, and it's going to be interesting just to see what he does, because Pena has beaten Brandon Elvis before at North Wilkesboro. Pace car pulls off onto pit road here. We're about to go green for the 5th or 6th time tonight. 33 leads the field green. Once again, green flag back out. That 54 all over the side of the 33, trying to make it 2 wins in a row here in the Gaslight Racing Series as he goes really high, gets great speed coming off the corner. Then the 50 tries to send it 3 wide. And that's Brandon Elvis to the lead. No
Hang on, here's the 33 right. He's not letting him let Brandon get away so easily. But now he has the 50 on the inside to try and take care of.
Exactly, the 50.
And side by side for second.
The 50 has been a very aggressive racer tonight. Obviously saw early where he made the contact and spun, but he's made his way back up through the field. Been playing really aggressive tonight, as guess who sets the fastest lap? Brandon Elvis beats his by about 3 tenths. 4 tenths. Oh, yeah, 3 tenths. 97 gets a little bit loose. That 33 rides the wall there a little bit. He's stuck on the outside lane, just like we saw the 8 earlier, which brought out the latest caution. He's just stuck on that high side, has nothing to do and nowhere to go.
But that's always a tough feeling as a driver. You're stuck on the suboptimal line, and all you can do is just watch people pass. As Tristan Pena upsets Brandon Elvis for the fastest lap by about 0.05 of a second.
A little bit interesting there, seeing that Pena is currently faster than Brandon Elvis is. Brandon Elvis currently about to set a very equal lap to his fastest. Not really going a whole lot faster, kind of staying around that 0.1, 0.2 second gap there. Really interesting here, seeing how Pena is finding speed in the car currently at the moment that Brandon isn't. And that's kilometers now. There we go.
Yeah, both Pena and Elvis pitting back on lap 38 under the 4th caution, and they both had similar pit stop times, so similar equipment to these front 2. And Pamitat able to crawl his way up to 3rd, currently in the last podium position.
Yeah, exactly. The 33 side by side back there through the field. Got to get to him. This is the battle for 7th with the 8th. Those tires really falling off hard. That 04 is really loose.
Yeah, one thing to mention about Easton Swain, currently back in the 7th position in that 33 machine. Last pitted on lap 16. and has not come down pit road since. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see that 33 come down pit road under the next caution.
Exactly, the 14 now side by side.
Working lap 70 of 100, almost 3/4 of the way through this race already. It's a very fast-paced race, even with all these cautions.
Yeah, exactly. These late models get around here pretty quickly. Just for reference, we'll replace the miles per hour here on the ticker in a second for the last time. As you can see, these drivers are making it around the track in about 18.5 seconds. And as the field spreads out a little bit, and this is hopefully the calm before no storm, but it may be the calm before the storm. You never know. Elvis getting so cool.
Thanks for talking it.
Jinxed it.
And the 33 around to turn 1.
That's the 33 around.
Well, he wanted a caution. He certainly got one. And that's caution number 7 tonight. And just around he goes.
Yep. While we sit here under caution, we don't want to bore you, so let's go side by side. This broadcast production is brought to you by our great friends over at Dubby Energy. Dubby is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like other energy drinks. They don't use artificial dyes and contains vitamins, amino acids, a nootropic, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. Next time you go to buy W's great products, be sure to use our code GFRN for 10% at checkout. That is GFRN for 10% at checkout.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Are you tired of endlessly scrolling on Trading Paints trying to find that perfect paint scheme, but it never seems to be there? Well, I got the solution for you. Griffin Race Paints. Griffin Race Paints just did a massive price cut. And also, for the rest of the year, you'll also be getting a 45% off discount. GRP 45. Always remember, Griffin Race Paints adds an extra 200 horsepower to your hot rod. Griffin Race Paint, where design meets performance.
Which has, you know, active positions, track map, and pit map. Oh.
Welcome back here to Kevin Harvick Kern County Raceway. Under caution here, Roscoe's doing a little bit of yapping there behind the scenes.
Yeah, you gotta give me a warning when we go back live.
I was trying to, but you wouldn't stop talking. Anyway, still switching over systems here, having a little bit of a debate on which one of the new live timing systems is better. But I digress.
Under caution for the 7th time tonight, lap 76 of 100. Tristan Pena benefits, and he goes to the point. Justin Coleman, Connor Haddock rounding out the top 3, and Brandon Elvis first off pit road. So third on back all came down pit road. The top 3 did not. So we'll see what these differing strategies do.
Pace car pulls off.
As
Pena leading the field to green for the first time tonight, followed by the 14. Green flag back out here. But who's going to be hungry for the win? Let's find out. Contact! 14 gets loose, made contact with the 54 there. 54 gave a little too much of a bump there, but that comes to the benefit of Brandon Elvis up to third. Brandon Elvis hungry for that win, but will he be able to get it with less than 30 laps to go here? Brandon Elvis has dominated the Grease Monkey Racing League, clinching the championship in a race last night that definitely wasn't a nail-biter. This goes down to the inside of the 14. 54 had it mathematically 2-3 races before. 54 of Brandon Elvis, a dominating figure. Super fast, one of the fastest drivers that I've seen here on short tracks. As I was talking, he sets the fastest lap.
Yeah, look who got the worst end of the deal from that little exchange we had between the 14, the 54, and the 8. Connor Haddock drops all the way back to the 7th position. And now he has his work cut out for him as Brandon Elvis continues to just add to his fastest lap.
Yeah, exactly, making it very hard for Pena here to set that fastest lap. Brandon Elvis shrinking that lead down lap by lap. Brandon Elvis sets another fastest lap.
Okay, can we turn that off? It's just going to be Brandon Elvis every lap from here on out. Lap 81 coming to 82 of 100. Tristan Pena trying to play defense now against Brandon Elvis.
Yeah, exactly. And I will not turn it off because we've had Tristan Pena get a fastest lap or two as these tires are starting to wear down. Side by side there in the back. This is the battle for third. Whoa, 54 tries to dive down to the inside of the 50. Going down the backstretch, 50 playing great defense there on the 54. He knows how to defend Brandon. Won at North Wilkesboro. Will he do it again? I don't think so, but there's only one way to find out. We do love a good upset.
Is it too late to do our ones to watch?
No, it is not, and my one to watch is the man we're watching right now, Brandon Elvis. I think he's going to win this. He is fast. He is bad fast. He has set the top 5 or 10 fastest laps of the race. I think he'll be able to find a mistake that Pena does and get past him, and I think he's going to be the first back-to-back winner in Gaslight Racing history. Roscoe, who's your one to watch?
I'm going to go with that 50 of Tristan Pena. Right as I say that, bobbles. But he's been playing excellent defense and now has the 54 to his inside. We'll see how the 50 of Tristan Pena holds up.
By Dorian.
Those are your ones to watch as we continue to watch this battle between our two ones to watch. And now Zach Murphy right behind, trying to throw his hat to the rink and maybe make it a three-way battle for the win.
Exactly, this 54 and 50, they're battling hard. This is a great battle here for the lead. 29 dives down to the inside of the 50. That allows the 54 to get past the 50. New leader, the 54 of Brandon Elvis as the 29 squeezes the 50 out of the way. Pena drops back to third, but here comes the 97 trying to upset the party here. Now the 50 angry at the 29 all over the back bumper of him, but this is going to give Brandon Elvis, my one to watch, an opportunity to run away with this thing.
At lap 89 of 100, we're getting down to the end, and it's turning out to be one heck of a show. And Tristan Pena drops back to third, but now has the 97 of Pamatat right behind him to play defense on, but has a couple of drivers in front of him to try and capitalize back on positions. 11 laps to go.
That 50 trying to get the lead back. He only has one win here in the Grease Monkey Racing League and the Gaslight Racing League. That was at North Wilkesboro where he did the upset on Brandon Elvis. If it wasn't for that squiggle, he might have pulled it off today. But Brandon Elvis prevails. Everything is Brandon Elvis. If it's a win, it's probably going to be Brandon Elvis. As he has won.
Goodness, the glaze.
He has won all but two races. He didn't win last week in Gaslight, and he didn't win North Wilkesboro. But Pena, the man who won North Wilkesboro, is now on the inside of Zach Murphy. The 50 is looking for revenge. He is looking for that second win. He is hungry. His blood is foaming at the mouth. His mouth is foaming. He wants that second win. He dives down to the inside of the 29. The 97 gives him a push. That's going to get the 50 ahead of the 29. But the 97 trying to throw his hat into the ring. 97 gets squirrely. 29 side by side here with the 50.
And Zach Murphy on that, on the less preferred lane, still able to hold the 50 down and try and get the run, is now the 50 of Tristan Pena clears for second.
Alright, now here's the time that Brandon Elvis, if he has absolutely anything left in that Chevrolet Whataburger machine, this is the time to use it. This is the time to extract it. He has a 1 second gap to overcome to Brandon Elvis, and then he actually has to pass the guy, which is by far one of the hardest things to do here in the Gaslight Racing League. He has 5 laps to do it, now 4. Do you think he can?
Catching him and passing are 2 separate things, as now we hit 4 laps to go.
Back there, the 33 of Easton battling bumper to bumper, door to door here with the 14. This is the battle for 5th.
Yeah, currently Easton Swain in that 6th position is currently the highest placed rookie right now, battling Justin Coleman, who's won in this series.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, 97 around. Great
Around
save.
goes
Oh!
Habitat into the air. And no
Stayed
caution
green.
yet. I'm surprised we stayed green. Pamatak got airborne.
What a crazy wreck here. 2 laps to go. Brandon Elvis is thrilled that we did not go green. Tristan Pena is not. This ruins his chances. White flag in the air presented by Manu Forti Crafts. The 54. This has been the Brandon Elvis show. Time and time again. He didn't win last week, but it doesn't matter. Coming out of turn 4, Brandon Elvis in that 54 Coastal Performance Chevrolet will win at Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway. What a race.
That was one interesting way to end the race. I'm surprised that wreck on the backstretch with 3 to go was not a caution. We saw that 97 get airborne.
That's gonna make a good TikTok.
Yeah, he's starting to take my title of Ryan Freeze.
You go like airborne.
Yeah. I do indeed.
There is a difference. Alrighty, and now let's run through the field presented by Griffin Race Paints. Well, that's the results. Hide.
That is the result.
I want the full screen grid. I want this guy. Nope, that's the starting grid.
That's the starting grid.
Come on, hide.
You want what you had, the race result.
Nope, race. It should show what I'm looking for.
Just go back to the results.
Okay.
You had it up.
Here are the results. After 100 laps of racing here at Kevin Harvick's Kern County Raceway, Brandon Elvis steals the win over Tristan Pena. Zach Murphy takes the last podium spot. Easton Swan, the highest finishing rookie with a great comeback drive. Connor Haddock in the 8th finishes 5th. Justin Coleman in 6th. Brandon Pamat in 7th. Caleb B. Thompson in 8th. And an unfortunate end for Chance Lutz in the 36th in 9th. Now it's...
Caleb Thompson, just an unfortunate race for him. Started 7th, finished 8th, and he's been towards the front for this Gaslight Racing Series, and you wonder, is he going to relish on this poor finish or kind of use this as a trampoline to motivate himself to run better next week?
I think it's going to be a trampoline, and now we are not going to be able to do post-race interviews. A little bit of technical difficulty here. Server brought Discord server side. Unfortunately, not able to pull in drivers. If you give me a minute, 1 second, let's try to figure this out together. Sorry about that, folks. Had a little bit of technical difficulties. Had to improvise here, but it's time for some post-race interviews. First off, Zach Murphy finished in third. Zach Murphy, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, happy to bring it home on the podium. It was a fun race. Definitely some attrition out there, but the track was pretty racy, and happy to make our way back up onto the podium.
Yeah, exactly. It was a really interesting race. It was clean at times. Obviously, you had the one-off caution and whatnot, but very clean, respectable racing overall. Great drive there. Unfortunately, wasn't able to fend off Tristan Pena. Wow, sorry. But you still finished third.
Yeah, I got by him at one point, and then I got super loose off the corner and kind of killed my momentum, and he was able to get by me. But definitely some good door-to-door racing there, and respectfully the clean run with Tristan. And congratulations to him on the second place finish, and congratulations to Brandon on the first place finish.
Yeah, exactly. You had a podium last week, no?
Yeah, I believe we chatted last week as well.
Yeah, we did. So this is just a little bit of a refresher. Today was chaos. Great runner-up podium finish here, able to back that good momentum up with a third place. Anything you want to say here?
Yeah, hopefully we can keep the momentum going. Just got to shout out Justin over at Coleman Designs for the fresh paint scheme, Whitney Automotive for being on the car, and then Coastal Performance for always keeping this thing rolling. And then I just got to thank all the guys in Race Room 3, just a great group of guys to race with. And then Rob and all the guys that put the league on, and then you guys for the broadcast. It's always fun to go back and watch, so thank you.
Yeah, exactly. And this was certainly a fun one to broadcast. Thanks for joining us. Now, let's talk to Tristan Pena, driver of the 50 Chevrolet Camaro Whataburger. We've seen him many, many times here. Tristan Pena, unfortunately, not able to get the upset win over Brandon Elvis like you wanted to. But still got to feel good to finish second. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it definitely feels good to finish second, as the past couple of finishes haven't been really what I've liked, I guess. The little pit stop there to not take any tires, but I kind of had a feeling he was going to catch me, and he did, so hats off to him.
Yeah, exactly. And, I mean, no one's really been able, except you at North Wilkesboro and his teammate last week, no one's really been able to successfully stop the Brandon Elvis train here, as it seemed, both in Gaslight Racing League and Grease Monkey Racing League, since they're sister leagues. I mean, he just seems to just pull speed out of the car that none of you guys can, which is interesting. What are your thoughts on that? Like, how have you stayed so on par with him, even though he's been dominating?
To be honest, it's just practicing and just tuning the, I guess, adjustments that we have to my liking, and just staying consistent. I guess that's really how I kind of stay with them.
Yeah, exactly. And, I mean, that's all you can do. But you've been putting on a heck of a show. Really, the only driver that's consistently on par with him, obviously, you know, you have Justin Coleman, who's beat him 1 or 2 times, but you are always consistently right there on his rear bumper, and I have to give you a round of applause there for that, because that is very hard to do.
Yeah, for sure, but we really like to go win one of these darn things.
And I'm sure you will. Maybe if Brandon Elvis isn't here, but hopefully you'll be able to pull the upset one day. I don't think we go to North Wilkesboro, so...
It's alright. I'm pretty good at some of the other tracks on the schedule. I've looked at it. Hopefully, I'm kind of excited for the bull ring, so I'll be looking forward to that one.
Bull ring is definitely going to be fun. Thank you for joining us now. Last but certainly not least, the man I was glazing this entire time, but for good reason. Brandon Elvis, congrats on the win. This is, what, your 10th win between Grease Monkey and Gaslight?
Yeah, maybe so. No, I haven't really been keeping up with it.
I think it's 10. I think it is. I could be wrong. I think it's 10. Great win overall. What are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, man, that was fun. I kind of knew we were going to be better at the very end of the race right there with the fresher tires, but I wasn't sure if when I got to him, if I was going to be able to get around him or not. He kind of, when I got to him there, he kind of started mirror driving a little bit, and that slowed him way up, way more than he was probably trying to overcompensate a little bit there, and just we're able to get around him fairly easily, which was nice. If he could have stayed to my right rear probably 2 or 3 more laps, it would have pulled a lot more pace out of my race car there at the end. Luckily, we were able to get clear and set sail.
Yeah, exactly. As I was talking to Pena about, he's really been the only one that's able to keep keeping on par. But something that you do, and I've noticed here in the past few weeks, is that you're able to notice very quickly when a driver makes even the smallest mistakes and immediately capitalize on those mistakes. Like, you take no time in trying to capitalize on the mistakes that other drivers make. And one of the things that makes you such a dominating driver that you are is that you don't make many mistakes yourself.
Yeah, a lot of that's just, trying to find rhythm. I've been racing a really long time. I've, when I was a little kid, my dad used to beat it into my head when I was 8, 9, 10 years old, racing go-karts, just hitting your marks, being consistent, being smooth, and just trying to be smoother than everybody else. And that always is kind of like second nature to me now, pretty much.
Yeah.
So didn't grow up racing with mirrors, so I never really learned that bad habit of looking in a mirror.
Yeah. Yeah,
always I've had some good people around me that really have taught me a lot, and mainly my dad.
Yeah, exactly. And having that experience is something that a lot of drivers, especially on iRacing, don't necessarily have. Especially nowadays where, like, the closest, for example, myself, I live in the South, right? I live in the great state of Tennessee. And you would think that there is a track every block, right? I'm obviously exaggerating. But there are 2 tracks near me. There's Nashville Fairground Speedway up in Nashville over by the soccer stadium on the outskirts of downtown Nashville. And then you have, it's Duck County Raceway Park, I think is what it's called, which is a 1/4
Duck River.
Duck River, yeah, thank you, Duck River Raceway Park.
That's Coleman's home track.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, that's about 45 minutes south of where I live, down in is that Lawrenceburg? Somewhere down around
Maybe, I'm
there.
not sure.
I think it's Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Somewhere in that area. Anyway, moving on. Like, I don't have a lot of opportunities to race, and there's even only 2 go-kart places in Middle Tennessee. There's K1 Speed, the electric karting place up in Nashville, and then there's a place that opened up last year called Music City Kartplex. But I can't race those until I'm 16. So, and I'm obviously using myself as an example because I can relate to myself the most. But it's really hard nowadays to get experience racing, and my very little experience has come from iRacing, and it's come from select, not league racing, but from select go-kart races. So you really do have that upper hand advantage when it comes to having such a stacked experience.
Yeah, and I'll add to that a little bit. iRacing to me is a really good tool to use. It really helps you with, consistency, trying different lines, learning how to spin out a race car. There's a lot of things that you can learn on iRacing. I think that's very beneficial. I don't know, you can still learn a few bad habits as well, especially with a lot of the ways some of these bigger late model stock races and stuff goes on here. Just kind of with as far as like race etiquette and stuff, driver etiquette and stuff like that goes. But you can learn some bad habits there. But I think iRacing is a really good tool for that. And fortunately for me, I've had several tracks around me, but mainly my Myrtle Beach Speedway. I grew up at Myrtle Beach Speedway. It's 5 minutes away from my race shop. So it wasn't nothing for us to go out there on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday after work.
Yeah.
And test and practice, and if you needed it wasn't nothing for us to load up, come home, work on the truck, put it on the scales, and go back to the racetrack. It was never, always kind of had been very fortunate to have that in our backyard, and I learned a lot out there. Real slick racetrack, no grip, very, very abrasive on tires, and it was probably to me one of the best places to learn at, and then watching and learning about the race cars and stuff really helps a lot too.
Yeah, exactly. I have been well, I haven't grown up around a lot of racetracks. I've been fortunate that the ones I haven't shut down. The local short track that I unfortunately never got to visit because I really only started getting into oval racing when I was about 10, 11, 12 years old, which is when we moved out of that area. But I used to live down what we called in the valley in northeastern Pennsylvania, and we had a track called Everhand Speedway. My dad used to go down there all the time. That track's still open to this day. Like, luckily, all of my short tracks haven't closed down. But as we've talked about numerous amount of times in these post-race interviews, in the broadcast, is that a lot of these short tracks are closing down, like Myrtle Beach, like USA, like so many of these tracks. And an experience is coming harder to obtain, and especially with the rising cost of going out. Like, I can't imagine how much it costs, especially because you actually have an actual shop, to load up a late model stock and take it to a race.
You don't want to know.
Yeah, I don't think, and obviously you have sponsors to help, but sponsors are coming fewer and far between. Between the overall stereotype of I had to write a paper about outcasts or whatever for English today. It was a dumb assignment, but moving on. And in there I put, like, I use NASCAR as an example of something that people misjudge. As, oh, it's only, hillbillies watching, that was a voice crack, Jesus. Hillbillies watching cars to go left for 4 hours, right? So a lot of sponsors are also coming few and far between.
Yeah, man, it's really hard to do, just being at the right place. A lot of it's luck, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just having the right people around you mainly, but I'm glad we're going to my home turf next week, so maybe we can get us another win there.
And I'm sure you will. I mean, you've just been dominating. Thank you for joining us. I'll finally let you go and stop talking.
I appreciate you guys. Appreciate what you do. Just shout out to everybody who puts this league on. Colton for doing the race control stuff, and Rob and everybody for putting the league on. And shout out Coast Performance, Barrels Performance Fab, Chestnut Hill Restaurant, Coleman Design, just Ultra Broadcasting on tap, Steve and Brian, and Florence Nurse Who. I think that covers it for my sponsors. And just shout out my wife for letting me do this, 3 or 4 nights a week. Appreciate it.
No problem. We will see you next week. Excuse me, probably in this exact same spot. Thanks for joining us.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah, no problem. Well, folks, that will conclude it here from Kern County Raceway. This has been the Green Flag Racing Network's I keep burping, excuse me. Presentation of the Gaslight Racing League here at Kern County Raceway. I've been Robert McKay. This has been Christopher Rosca. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you Friday for the season finale of the NLG Xfinity Series at